For those of you who follow my work, you know that everything is based on flow. Life is a flow-dependent phenomena, and it occurs by balancing the flows of opposing forces. And the opposing forces that are balanced are those that produce free radicals and those that negate the production of free radicals, because free radicals disrupt the harmony of the complexity of the flow of life. This turns out to have incredible important effects and consequences for everything. But today we'll address the coronavirus issue. What are the balancing acts that are going on there? Well, let's start off. Angiotensin is a protein that is involved in regulating blood pressure. And in doing that, it tends to be a pro-inflammatory phenomena and involved with sugar burning. In contrast, it can be modified by an enzyme that cleaves that initial protein product and makes shorter ones. A 9-peptide and a 7-peptide product can ultimately be produced from angiotensin. Angiotensin 1, angiotensin 2 are both broken down by angiotensin converting enzyme. And it turns out that that peptide, as well as the angiotensin converting enzyme 2, are very involved with lipid metabolism. So look at the scenario. There's an existing drug composed of the 7 peptides that we know turns on fat burning and inhibits all sorts of negative consequences associated with angiotensin. Angiotensin is the landing pad. Let me correct that. Angiotensin converting enzyme, ACE2, is the landing pad for the coronavirus. So while on the one hand, it is involved in creating the problem, on the other hand, it's involved with fat burning, which turns off the ability of the virus and viruses in general to replicate. Because when they replicate, they make too many free radicals, and that will kill them. So that's balanced by turning on fat burning via AMP kinase and other modes of accomplishing that metabolic switch. So the bottom line is there's already an existing drug out there that I believe will be tremendously beneficial, and that is the angiotensin 2 converting enzyme peptide 1 through 7. It's been shown to have all sorts of biological effects that are completely consistent with what I've been describing for years now, the balance between carbohydrate metabolism and differentiated cell functions versus fat burning, and resurrecting the ability to have the differentiated functions by turning on cellular recycling and repair. So we completely control HIV with high doses of cannabis and metabolic manipulation. Likewise for Kaposi sarcoma. Those are two totally different types of viruses. Kaposi being a herpes virus, a DNA virus, and HIV being a negative stranded RNA virus. So here we're now dealing with corona, which is a positive stranded RNA virus. So it doesn't matter what you're looking at, because any kind of living system, which is what a virus is when it's infected a cell, is dependent on flow, and the flow is always dependent on balancing carbohydrate metabolism with lipid metabolism, which means balancing differentiated abilities, biochemistry, with resurrecting, restructuring, rebuilding biochemistry that's associated with fat burning. That's also, by the way, when bones are deposited and telomeres are extended. Bye.